Okay, be honest, how many of y'all have a junk drawer full of pennies right now, collecting dust? Yeah, me too. But guess what? One of those might be worth more than your car, your house, heck, even your retirement account. Today, we're diving into the wild, shiny, unexpectedly lucrative world of the 1969 D Lincoln penny, and how one little cent could make you an overnight millionaire. No, this is not clickbait. This actually happened. Alright, let's talk about this magic penny. The year is 1969. Man walks on the moon, Woodstock rocks the world, and a little oil penny rolls off the Denver Mint Press. Or so we thought. Here's the thing, the 1969 D penny we're talking about isn't just any coin. It's got something called a double die obverse. Basically, that means when the coin was made, the die, the thing that stamps the image, was slightly off, and it made Lincoln's face and the inscriptions look a little tipsy. Clinky beer mugs, you'll see it most clearly in the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If those look like they're doing the electric slide, you may have just struck copper gold. Now hold on to your magnifying glass, folks, because one of these babies sold for $1.70 million. That's not a typo. $1.7 million. For a penny. Important, most 1969 D pennies are worth 1 cent. Don't go throwing them at the bank teller just yet. The one worth the big bucks had two key features, the doubling and it was authenticated. A regular 1969 D without that doubling? Worth exactly one McDonald's ketchup packet. Okay, story time, and I swear this is true. Last year, I'm sitting on the couch, sorting through a pile of old coins I got from my grandma. I'm half watching reruns of The Office and half convinced I'm about to find pirate treasure. I pull out this crusty-looking penny, see that it says 1969 D, and I legit screamed. My dog thought I was being robbed. I rush to the desk, pull out a loop, check for doubling, and nothing. Just a boring oil penny. But here's the silver lining. That one moment made me totally fall in love with coin collecting. And guess what? I did eventually find a 1983 double die reverse worth over $100. Not bad for a hobby that started with snack crumbs and a shoebox. Alright, so how do you know if you've got one of these penny jackpots? Look for 1969, with a D, mint mark under the date. Check the letters, Liberty and I In God We Trust should look doubled. Use a jeweler's loupe or a USB microscope, cheap ones on Amazon. If you think you've got one, don't clean it. Take it to a coin dealer or get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Only a few verified examples of the 1969 D double die obverse exist. That's why it's worth the big bucks. Extreme rarity plus collector demand equals money. So, next time someone tells you pennies are useless, just smile, because you might be sitting on a 7-figure secret. And hey, if nothing else, coin hunting is cheaper than golf, healthier than reality TV, and who knows, maybe your next find is hiding under your couch cushions. Got a weird-looking penny? Drop a comment below, I'll check it out. And if you found this video helpful, or at least mildly amusing, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin tips, tricks, and treasure hunting strategies. 1970 D Lincoln penny? This little guy is in a league of its own. In fact, one of these sold at auction for, you guessed it, $1.8 million. Not bad for 1 cent, huh? Here's why. It's all about a wild double die error and a rare proof reverse that somehow slipped into circulation. It was minted in Denver, that's what the little D under the date means. But what's weird is that the reverse was accidentally made using a proof die intended for the 1968 S-coin, coin nerd translation. It's like ordering a burger and getting a filet mignon with gold leaf sprinkled on top. Hamburger right hero cut to meat alright. Let's say you're digging through your change jar or that suspicious drawer of random buttons and rubber bands. Here's what to look for first, check the date. It must say 1970 and have a little D mint mark underneath. Next, flip that sucker over and look at the reverse, Lincoln Memorial side. You want to check for these weird telltale signs, a doubled Liberty on the front. The letters should look kinda shadowy or slightly printed twice. The reverse should look suspiciously like the 1968 S-proof design. Specifically, the FG initials, for designer Frank Gasparo, are closer to the building than on a regular 1970 D. And finally, the details on the Lincoln Memorial are unusually sharp for a business strike. If you're staring at your coin going, maybe? Don't panic. You can always take it to a coin dealer or submit it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. I once thought I had one of these bad boys when I found a 1970 D penny with a kind of doubled look. My heart nearly exploded. I was already mentally shopping for a yacht named Penny for Your Yacht. Smiling face with sunglasses. So how does a penny get a price tag that makes Teslas look cheap? Well, it's all about rarity and demand. Only a few of these era coins have ever been found. They were likely the result of a very brief minting mistake, and that combo of a Denver mint mark with a proof reverse? Super weird and super rare. Add in the fact that coin collectors are like Pokemon trainers. They gotta catch 'em all, and you've got a perfect storm for sky-high value. Also, let's not ignore the auction frenzy. Once word gets out about a rare coin, collectors start bidding like it's eBay on steroids. That $1.8 million price? That came from a bidding war at a major coin auction in the early 2000s. Somebody really wanted it. So what did we learn today, friends? Don't judge a coin by its cover. That humble little 1970 D penny might just be your ticket to early retirement, a beach house in Maui, or at least a very solid Taco Tuesday for life. Next time you're sifting through pocket change, give those pennies a second glance. One of them might be winking at you with a tiny doubled Liberty and $1 million smile. Backhand index pointing down before you go. If you're into finding treasure in everyday places, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we've got more coin tips, collecting hacks, and crazy money stories coming your way. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found something weird in your change. I read every single one, even the one where someone said they found a grilled cheese with a coin baked into it. 1973 D Lincoln penny. How this little guy became so valuable, what to look for, and how to make sure you're not accidentally spending a fortune at the grocery store. True story. I once used a rare coin to buy a bag of Doritos. Regret? Immediate. Digestive satisfaction? Also immediate. So let's get the basics out of the way. The 1973 D penny is a Lincoln Memorial cent, same Abe Lincoln design we all know and love, minted in Denver. That's what the little d stands for under the date, by the way, not dollars, although in this case, maybe it should. These pennies were made out of copper, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc to be exact, and the US Mint made hundreds of millions of them. So why is one of them worth nearly $2 million? It's not because it's rare in general, but because of a wild error. Alright, let's talk about what makes this particular penny so valuable. The $1.9 million one is rumored to be a major mint era coin. We're talking about a transitional error, where a coin was struck on the wrong planchet, possibly a leftover aluminum planchet from 1974's experimental run. That's like making pancakes and accidentally using a tortilla instead of batter, but suddenly your tortilla pancake is worth a house in California. Now, the US Mint tried making aluminum cents in 1974 due to rising copper prices, but Congress wasn't into it. Most of those aluminum cents were supposed to be destroyed, but guess what? A few allegedly slipped out. And if a 1973 D penny got struck on one of those aluminum planchets, boom! You've got yourself the holy grail of pocket change. These aluminum-era pennies weigh just under 1 gram, so way lighter than the usual 3.11 grams of a copper one. If your penny feels like it's on a diet, maybe check it out. The last known sale, or should I say, auction excitement, of one of these era coins reached a staggering $1.9 million. That's more than most Lamborghinis. For a coin you might have dropped in a parking meter. Now, disclaimer, not every 1973 D penny is worth millions. Most are worth a cent, maybe two if they're shiny and charming. But if you've got one with an error, you might want to call your local coin dealer, or, the bank, a lawyer, and possibly your mom to brag. Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was sorting through a box of coins from my grandma's attic, mostly sticky nickels and a button that said "Vote for Nixon." But buried deep inside was a shiny 1973 D-penny. I didn't think much of it until I felt it. It was super light. I literally took it to the kitchen scale, yes, the one I used to weigh snacks, and it came in under 1 gram. My heart skipped a beat. I thought, this is it. I'm rich. Spoiler alert, it was just worn down from being run over by a lawnmower. But hey, it taught me the value of checking every coin, because one day, you might just hit the jackpot. So, here's the deal. You never know what kind of treasure is jingling around in your pocket. That 1973 D-penny you've ignored for decades could be the next $1 million mistake. Or should I say, miracle. If you want to learn how to spot valuable coins, avoid rookie mistakes, like using a rare coin in a vending machine, and maybe just get a little richer in the process, then hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and ring that bell like you just found a gold doubloon at a garage sale. And drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or think you might have one. I love hearing your stories, and hey, maybe I'll feature yours in the next episode. 1980 Lincoln penny in your junk drawer could be worth up to $1.8 million. I'm not joking. 1.8 million. So go grab your change jar, your lucky sock coin stash, or raid grandma's old purse, because today we're diving into the mysterious and outrageously valuable world of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. And yes, we're gonna have some laughs along the way. Let's find out why this humble penny might just be the most expensive pocket change you've ever had. Alright, here's the scoop. The 1980 Lincoln cent was struck mostly at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, coins have a little letter on them, like a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. Philly, traditionally, didn't put a mint mark on its coins, so most 1980 pennies without a mint mark? Totally normal. Worth about 1 cent, but here's where it gets juicy. Some rare 1980 Lincoln cents have surfaced without a mint mark that were actually supposed to be minted in San Francisco as proof coins. Now those little beauties, are the golden geese of the coin world. If a proof coin, intended for collectors, somehow skips the mint mark and ends up in circulation, boom! You've got a unicorn. And unicorns, as we all know, are worth a lot more than horses with glitter. In fact, one such error coin reportedly sold at auction for close to $1.80 million. I know, you're probably thinking, no way something like that could be an MY change jar. A couple years ago, I was visiting my Aunt Marlene, you know, the kind of aunt who collects Beanie Babies and still writes checks at the grocery store. Anyway, she hands me a jar and says, "Can you take this to Coinstar for me, honey?" I'm like, sure, thinking maybe I'll get a free coffee out of the deal, but I poured that jar out, and what do I see? A 1980 Lincoln penny. No mint mark. My heart skipped a beat. I ran to my desk, grabbed my magnifying glass, yeah, I have one, don't judge, and started inspecting it like a CSI agent on a coin crime scene. Was it the penny? Sadly, no. But it sparked my obsession, and now I check every dang penny I come across. Lesson learned, you never know what's hiding in plain sight. Proof like mirror finish, shiny, almost like it's been polished by angels, sharp, crisp details, especially on Lincoln's face and the lettering. And here's the kicker, it has to be an actual San Francisco proof coin that's missing the mint mark due to a minting error. These are often authenticated by third-party grading companies like PCGS or NGC, so if you think you've found one, get it checked. Sometimes you'll find valuable coins not because of what's on them, but because of what's missing. Missing mint marks, doubled dies, off-center strikes, or transitional errors can all mean $. So, will every 1980 penny without a mint mark make you a millionaire? Sadly, no. Most are just ordinary Philly pennies. But that one elusive proof error? It's out there, possibly sitting in a piggy bank, forgotten in a drawer, or, who knows, even jingling around in your jeans pocket right now. And if someone out there found one, why not you? Look, coin collecting isn't just for old guys with magnifying glasses and visors, it's treasure hunting, people. And the best part? The map is in your change jar. Before you go, do me a favor, hit that like button if you learned something new. Smash that subscribe button for more coin tips, collecting hacks, and strategies on how to spot coins worth serious money. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin, or even just a weird one. We love hearing those stories. 1982 D Lincoln penny that, brace yourself, is worth up to $1.90 million. Yeah, with an M. For 1 cent. And before you start tearing apart your couch cushions, let me tell you exactly what makes this coin so insanely valuable, and how you might be sitting on a mini fortune without even knowing it. Alright, quick backstory. 1982 was a weird year for pennies, like, identity crisis weird. The US Mint switched from making pennies out of mostly copper to mostly zinc to save money. Copper was getting too expensive, probably because of all the people hoarding them in their sock drawers. So in 1982, they made 7 different varieties of pennies. That's right, 7. Some were copper, some were zinc. Some had big dates, some had small dates. It's like Pokemon cards, but for your grandpa. Now, here's where it gets juicy. There's one type of 1982 D penny that wasn't supposed to exist. The US Mint was cranking out pennies in Denver, marked with a D Mint mark. Now, all the 1982 D small date pennies were supposed to be made of zinc. No exceptions. But someone, probably Dave from CoinPress number 3, messed up. A small batch of 1982 D pennies with the small date was accidentally struck on copper planchets. Boom. Mistake. And as every coin nerd knows, mint mistakes equals money. Money with wings. So how do you tell if you have one of these magical coins? It's actually kinda easy. Check the date. Is it a small date? We'll break that down in a second. Weigh it. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams. Zinc ones? Around 2.5 grams. If your 1982 D small date penny weighs over 3 grams, you might be holding the unicorn of modern coins. In 2019, one of these babies sold at auction for $18,000. But hold on to your seat, the only verified specimen has since been valued at up to $1.9 million. Because it's one of a kind. Possibly the rarest modern US penny in circulation. A legit minting mistake that slipped through the cracks and could still be hiding in your change jar. Now listen, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, right, like I'm gonna find one of those. I thought the same thing, until one weekend, my buddy Jake, you know, the guy who thinks Cheez-Its are a food group, called me all excited. I drive over to his place like I'm Indiana Jones. We pull out the scale, it's 2.49 grams. Zinc. Classic Jake. But hey, it got us hooked. Now we both inspect every penny we come across like it's the Mona Lisa. I even caught myself asking a cashier, hey, mind if I just dig through your penny tray real quick? She did not think it was charming. Here's the deal, check your pennies. Especially the 1982 D ones. Weigh them. Look at the date. You don't need to be a coin expert or have a PhD in numismatics. Just grab a cheap digital scale from Amazon and start checking. If you find a small date 1982 D that weighs around 3.1 grams, get that thing authenticated by a grading company like PCGS or NGC. ASAP. Who knows? You could be one coin away from paying off your student loans, buying a Tesla, or just flexing at your high school reunion like. And if you love stories about coins that are secretly worth a fortune, or you want more tips on turning pocket change into paychecks, smash that subscribe button like it's a $1.9 million penny. Don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment below if you're checking your change jar tonight, I know you are, and turn on notifications so you never miss another hidden treasure tip. 1989 No Mint Mark Lincoln Cent. Why it's so rare, how to tell if you have one, and how I once spent 30 minutes crawling under a vending machine for 17 cents. Don't judge me. Alright, coin nerds and treasure hunters, here's the scoop. In 1989, the US Mint produced billions, yep, billions with a B, of pennies. Most were minted in either Philadelphia or Denver, and you can tell where they came from by the little mint mark under the date. But here's where it gets spicy. Philadelphia coins usually have no mint mark. Except in 1989, something weird happened. A small number of proof pennies, which should have been made at the San Francisco Mint with an S mark, somehow got released without any mint mark. And not just that, it was a proof coin. That means it was supposed to be ultra shiny, specially made, and not meant for circulation. But a few slipped out, and the rest is million-dollar history. In 2018, one of these rare no mint mark proof 1989 pennies sold for, you guessed it, $1.6 million. Why? Because it's one of the only known examples. We're talking unicorn-level rarity here. Imagine finding something rarer than a clean spoon in the office break room. That's what we're dealing with here. Now listen, don't go quitting your job just yet. Most 1989 pennies are worth, well, 1 cent. But here's how you check for the one. First, check under the date. No D? No S? That's a good start. Second, is it shiny like a mirror? Not just a sat in the washing machine kind of shiny, but a real proof finish. And finally, check for that frosty Lincoln head and ultra clean background. That's called cameo contrast. If it looks like Honest Abe is popping out of a lake of glass, bingo. Now let me tell you a quick story. I once read a post about a guy who found a valuable penny in a gas station parking lot. So obviously, I decided to go full Indiana Jones mode and search under every vending machine in my office building. Did I get weird looks? Yep. Did I end up with gum in my hair? Also yes. Did I find the $1 million coin? No. But I did find 17 cents, a button, and someone's old gym card. So, win? Point is, you never know where treasure's hiding. Just takes one lucky find. If you find a 1989 penny with, you might just be sitting on $1 million mistake made by the mint. Crazy, right? And if you love this kind of content, coin finds, treasure hunting, and all the wild ways regular people strike it rich with pocket change, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, share it with your friends, and hey, turn on that little notification bell so you never miss a money-making tip. 1991 Lincoln cent out there without a mint mark that's worth, wait for it, $1.80 million. I'll say it again, 1.8 million. For a penny. That's like a 179,999,900% return on investment. Stick around, because I'm gonna tell you exactly what to look for, how this coin got so rare, and why you might already have one in your junk drawer. Oh, and I'll even tell you about the time I thought I found one and made a complete fool of myself. Let's go coin hunting. So first, a little backstory. The 1991 Lincoln penny was mostly minted in Philadelphia and Denver. Normally, Philly coins don't have a mint mark, so a plain oil 1991 penny is standard, right? Yes and no. But there's one version of the 1991 penny with an O mint mark that is super special. Why? Because it was actually struck on a planchet meant for a proof coin. That's a super high-quality coin normally made for collectors, not for circulation. Somehow, this rare proof penny, meant to have an S mint mark for San Francisco, was struck without it, and released into the wild. Like a copper Pokemon. And now, collectors are frothing at the mouth to find it. So what's the deal with the price tag? Why is this penny worth enough to buy a Lamborghini and a small island? Well, this coin is basically the unicorn of pennies. Only one confirmed example has ever been found. 1. That's rarer than a flawless selfie on the first try. It's the only known 1991 proof Lincoln cent with no mint mark. Add in the crazy collector demand in BM, you've got yourself a 7-figure cent. Alright, now here's the juicy part. What exactly should you be looking for? You want a 1991 penny that looks proof-like. That means it'll have a shiny, mirror-like background and frosty details on Lincoln's face. Kinda like he just got a fresh Instagram filter. But there should be no mint mark under the date. That's the kicker. Check your proof sets from 1991 if you or a family member collected coins back in the day. You never know! So, story time. I was digging through this old shoebox of change from my grandma's house, looking for treasure. I find a 1991 penny. No mint mark. My heart stops. I start dancing like I just won American Idol, coin edition. I grab my magnifier, double-check it, and it's just a regular Philly penny. No proof finish. Crushed. But hey, I did find a wheat penny from 1953 in there. So not a total loss. Here's the thing, this hobby is kind of like treasure hunting. You probably won't strike gold on day one, but if you learn what to look for, stay consistent, and don't mind smelling like pennies once in a while, you're in the game. Start with jars of change, ask your family if they've got old coin collections, and always double-check any coin that looks different. So, will you be the lucky one to find the $1.8 million penny? Maybe, maybe not, but the next time someone hands you change at a gas station, you better be looking at those dates like it's the Da Vinci Code. And hey, if you want more tips on coin collecting, how to spot rare errors, or just want to hear more of my awkward treasure hunting fails, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Also, drop a comment if you've ever found a weird or rare coin. Or even if you just thought you did and got bamboozled like I did. Alright, coin nerds, until next time, keep your eyes sharp, your pockets jingling, and may the numismatic gods smile upon you. Peace. 2011 D. Lincoln Cent. How one sold, or is valued, at a mind-blowing $1.7 million. And how you might be sitting on a coin jackpot without even knowing it. So let's get into it. But first, roll the intro. Alright, let's talk about this sneaky little millionaire, the 2011 D. Lincoln penny. The D stands for Denver Mint, where it was made. Now, normally, these coins are worth, you guessed it, 1 cent. But in rare cases, some of them are minted with errors. And that's where things get spicy. So how does a 1 cent coin turn into a luxury car, a house down payment, and a lifetime of Taco Bell all wrapped in one? The answer, my friends, lies in a mint error. And not just any error, we're talking about a mule coin. Now before you think we're dealing with donkeys, let me explain. A mule coin happens when the front, obverse, and back, reverse, of a coin come from mismatched dies. In the case of this particular 2011 D penny, reports suggest a small number were struck with a reverse that was not supposed to be on a regular Lincoln cent. Some say it's a double denomination mule, like a penny struck on a dime planchet, or it has a reverse from a different year or coin altogether. Whatever the exact goof was, it made the coin incredibly rare. And collectors? Oh, they go bananas for rare error coins. We're talking bidding wars, white gloves, the whole shebang. The rumored sale or valuation of one of these 2011 D mules hit $1.7 million in a private deal. Let me tell you a quick story. I used to throw pennies in a jar labeled Emergency Pizza Fund. One day, I was sorting through it, bored, broke, probably avoiding laundry, and I found this shiny 2011 D penny that looked off. The lettering was weird, and it felt slightly thinner. My first thought? Ooh, defective. Like me on a Monday, anyway, I kept it. Took it to a coin shop, heart pounding. Turns out, it was just damaged. Not the $1 million mule. But hey, lesson learned. From that day on, I've been looking at every single penny like it owes me rent. And guess what? So should you. Because that's the beauty of coin hunting. It's like treasure hunting for people who hate cardio. So what should you do if you find a 2011 D penny that looks a little funky? Check for any design mismatches, look for doubling, unusual fonts, or weak/missing details. Weigh it. A real copper penny is heavier than the zinc ones, and if it seems sus, go see a professional coin dealer or submit it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Because if you've got the real deal, you're not just holding lunch money, you're holding generational wealth, baby. If you love the idea of turning pocket change into piles of cash, you've gotta hit that subscribe button right now. Bell, I drop videos every week with coin tips, crazy values, and strategies to find valuable coins in your everyday life. Also drop a comment. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? And if you've got a 2011 D penny in your drawer, go check it and tell me what you find. 2015 No Mint Mark Lincoln Penny, a 1-cent coin that's now worth as much as a Lambo, a beach house, or 1.8 million McChickens. Whatever your vibe is. So grab your change jar, raid your couch cushions, and do not skip this one, because that little copper coin in your pocket could change your life. Let's go! Alright, let's break this down. First off, what exactly is the 2015 No Mint Mark Lincoln Penny, and why is it suddenly flexing in the Millionaire Club? Most pennies minted in 2015 came from either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. If you look under the year on the penny, you'll usually see a tiny letter, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or nothing at all for Philly. But here's the twist. Some coins minted in Philly that should have had no mint mark were made with a totally different planchet, or had a weird minting error. One extremely rare 2015 Lincoln penny with no mint mark was struck on a planchet meant for a dime. Yeah, you heard that right. It's a penny that got minted like a dime. You know someone at the mint was having a rough Monday. Because of that error, and how rare it is, only a few of these exist. And one of them sold for $1.8 million at auction. That's more than most of us will ever earn in a year, or even a decade, from a single misprinted coin. Let that sink in. Okay, let me tell you a personal story real quick. A couple years ago, I was cleaning out my car, not because I'm responsible, but because I dropped a French fry between the seats and went full archaeologist. As I was digging around, I found like 12 pennies under there, all covered in fuzz and questionable stickiness. One of them had no mint mark, and for a solid 5 minutes, I thought I was rich. I was doing mental math like, okay, if I sell this, I'm getting that hot tub pizza oven combo. Turns out, mine was just a regular Philly penny. Worth 1 cent. But still, that moment gave me the bug. Now I check every coin like it's a lottery ticket. Here's what to look for if you think you've got the real deal. It'll have an no mint mark under the year. It might be struck on a dime planchet, meaning it'll weigh less. Around 2.27 grams instead of 2.5. The edges may look weird or off-centered. It's usually a copper-plated zinc coin, but errors can occur with the wrong materials. Take it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if it's the $1 million magic coin. Bonus tip: always weigh your pennies. If it feels a little off, it could be something wild. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, cool, but what are the odds I actually have this coin? And I hear you. But people win the lottery every day, and this takes way less effort. Just check your pocket change and pay attention. If I told you a scratch-off had a 1 in 100,000 chance of being worth $1.8 million, you'd probably grab one, right? Same thing here, except the ticket is already sitting in your junk drawer. If you like this video and want to learn more about coins that could secretly be worth thousands, or just want to hear more of my embarrassing car cleaning stories, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. 2020 D Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, has hit collector circles like a rogue asteroid. And not just because it's shiny. Because it might be one of the rarest modern errors we've seen. One of these little guys is reportedly worth $1.50 million. Stick around, because I'm going to break down why it's worth so much, how to spot one, and what hilarious mistake I made last year that still haunts me. Spoiler alert, I may have spent a rare penny on a Snickers bar. Alright, let's get nerdy for a second, but like fun nerdy. The 2020 D Lincoln penny looks like your everyday, garden variety penny. It's got Honest Abe on the front, as usual. But here's the twist: some of these were minted with a bizarre error, and error coins are like catnip to collectors. This specific penny is rumored to have an extreme misstrike or die clash that makes it insanely rare. I'm talking unicorn level rare. Some collectors believe there may be only 1 or 2 known to exist in mint condition. That, folks, is where the $1 million price tag comes in. Now don't go cashing out your 401k to buy a truckload of pennies from eBay just yet. You've gotta know what to look for. Here's what we know about the high-value 2020D era penny. Based on collector reports and numismatic forums, it has a dramatic die clash or double strike. Like Abe's face might be ghosting somewhere it shouldn't be. Possible off-center strike, where the coin isn't perfectly round or the design's shifted. Uncirculated, MS67 or higher quality. Translation, super clean. Like it just popped out of a vending machine in heaven.o. And the D mint mark? That's from the Denver Mint, so flip that penny over and look for the tiny D just under the date. Now, here's the kicker. These errors are often so subtle you'd miss them if you're just glancing. You'll need a magnifying glass, or what I like to call grandpa specs to really see the magic. Okay, story time. Last summer, I was visiting my brother in Kansas, and we hit up a gas station. I was short 3 cents for a candy bar, classic. So I reached into my wallet and grabbed a shiny penny I'd been holding onto because it just looked different. Something about the shine, the strike, I don't know. But it had a D on it, and I had a feeling it was worth checking. Guess what? I spent it. For a Snickers. Chocolate bar. A week later I'm reading coin forums and boom. Someone posts a pic of a 2020D penny with an error that looks suspiciously like the one I had. Sold at auction for over $1 million. That I'm still mad at that Snickers. Was it worth it? Maybe. But also, no. So here's the bottom line. Your change could literally be worth life-changing money. Check your pockets, grab a magnifier, and start hunting for that 2020D era penny. You never know what you'll find. Even if it's not the $1 million one, there are dozens of modern coins out there worth hundreds or even thousands. The trick is knowing what to look for, and that's where I come in. Smiling face with sunglasses. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin collecting tips, crazy stories, and how-tos on spotting valuable change, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Bell. Let's turn pocket change into treasure, one coin at a time. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a weird-looking coin, or if you've also spent a rare one on candy. Let's cry together. Face with tears of joy.